All right, I got to do a sound check real quick because my computer wouldn't play my files that I was self-recording, so I need somebody in the audience to make sure that I'm coming in loud and clear and everything sounds good before I begin and everything like that. So, how's everybody doing today? I guess I can cue in and do the usual intro. As usual, Holy Diver likes to thank John K., Andrew C., Lady Quickblood 35, Moonbad, Bobus D., Craig B., Jimmy M., Drac Wizard, James C., Macy J., Tipsy Thomas, James B., Wallach, Jason G. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Michael W., Christian M., Soul Blighter, Coronite Care Bear, Olinius Pius, Road Dog, King Assault, Sage MC, and PP Pasquale, After Dark Prince, and Celtic Miniatures. Their links are in the description. And thank you, Randy the Axeman. How's everybody doing today? Let's go back here. Hello, what's up, Alec Luda? How are you, Terminal Philosophy? What's going on? I forgot what I said I was going to do today. Let me bring up another screen here. I have this page on my phone. I have to email the link to myself because I'm incompetent, and that's it there. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh. Copy text. Let's just go in here. Wrong one. Oh, bear with me. I am late as all hell. Mail. Compose. All right, there we go. Me, queued. Okay, that should only take a second. What's up, Fox? How are you doing? Yeah, I guess we'll get the Bretonnian crap out of the way and everything like that before I get started. What's up, Alec Luda, Terminal? Oh, it's Dan. Well, what's up, Dan? You catching me live? You know, you could call once in a while. You know, that would be nice. How do I look in my setup? Thank you. Yeah, Dan is the guy who did the, what do you call it? He did all the helpful stuff behind me and made me look like a real influencer, which you and I know both will never probably happen. You know, one thing I could talk about right now is just like the BS that's going on with YouTube. So basically, whenever I get into YouTube on my PC or on my phone and I'm using my browser, which blocks ads, they're always reminding me YouTube does not allow ad blocking software. And so the problem I have with YouTube right now is, one, I'm algorithmically suppressed. So I have no incentive whatsoever to monetize my channel. No incentive whatsoever, because if I was monetized, I could be departnered at any minute because of their ever-changing terms of service. And, you know, it's kind of a violation against my First Amendment rights. I should be able to say whatever I want. I was in Instagram jail for the comment, women are stupid and I don't respect them. That goes against TOS on Instagram. I can use Instagram on my computer just fine. I just can't use the app right now. I'm in Instagram jail because you're not allowed to say women are stupid and I don't respect them. You know, I mean, a wise man once said, women are really only good for two things: making babies and cooking meals. That's it. Let's just be real here. I mean, this whole thing that women are equal to men, if you go up and you slap a woman in the face, she is wholly reliant on other men to do something about that slap. All right? Wholly reliant on other men to do something about that slap. So, you know, if you have to automatically start watching ads on YouTube, especially like when I log into my own when I log into my own content on YouTube, it reminds me it does not allow ad blocking. Well, fuck you. As an administrator of my channel, you shouldn't be trying to feed ads to me anyway, because I'm trying to get some work done. I don't need to see some like superfruit pear or Durin fruit looking at me in a weird appealing manner, or some other kind of like stupid ad that has something to do without the brain. You know the ad. Hey, what? Long time no see, Warlander TV. Just the kind of ads that they give you. It's unbearable. And if they're really going to go down this route, if you can't block ads on YouTube, YouTube is going to die as a platform, and watch Rumble take off. All right. And if you haven't seen me, the link is in the description. Go over to Soy Free Wargaming. That is my Rumble channel. I'm thinking about changing the name, so that is subject to change. But just go over there, click the link, and subscribe to me. Watch the videos there. Be sure to leave likes. We are approaching 200 channel likes and 50 subscribers. Now, I just want to look at that in contrast. Now, I know that 65% of the people who have subscribed to me on Rumble are my diehards. Which are, it's the core people who are going to, the core 40 people who are going to support me no matter what, have already subscribed to me on Rumble. And, if you have to watch YouTube ads or something like that, and here's the problem I have with this. Again, like having to watch ads, you can be demonetized by YouTube for no reason. For no reason. And it was funny when the Metatron was, crying about losing his ad revenue. Fuck you, dude. You are like the dumbest smart person I've ever seen. You have patrons. You have sponsors. All right? You've already made a degree of money. I don't care if your legacy videos, I'm sure your legacy videos are probably within the range of what Angry Video Game Nerd gets. Angry Video Game Nerd, I checked into this. He gets 60 grand a month for legacy videos, legacy content on ad revenue, all right? But then again, he's also a made man, He's working with a production company that is also paying him for the brand. So he has other ways and sponsorships of making money. And if he really wanted money, he could go hard and start saying Barbie is the best film ever. But he doesn't do that, because back in the day when he got big and blew up, Sony and all these companies would send him games, and he would give the games bad reviews. He's like, this game sucks ass. Don't buy it. And they would chastise him for it. Or, I'm not going to review Ghostbusters 2016 because and I know that the game is shit, And for whatever reason, they can just terminate it, I mean, I look at some of the people who are like blowing up now, kind of a little bit like this Always Strikes Back channel, this freaking little limey twit, he's a soft chin if I ever seen one. Like, never done a ounce of labor in his entire life. Oh, I live in the UK, and somehow he got married, and maybe he's reproducing, but I don't think that black baby's mine. But I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to go to jail for racism. And he's always talking about Warhammer the Old World, yet he's never played one game on his pathetic channel. He's what I call a paid hype man. I guarantee he's working for Games Workshop or something like that, and they're paying promotional consideration to YouTube as an owned subsidiary channel. When I do a movie review, I have to compete against channels like Sci-Fi Wire. Sci-Fi Wire is owned by NBC. Congratulations. I have to compete against a channel that has unlimited resources, unlimited people, professional editors to talk about a movie. So whenever they do something, it's going to get the promotional consideration. And so when you lose your ad revenue, let's say you're a nano influencer, anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 subs, and I'm talking real subs, like your average video is getting at least 5,000 views in 7 days, and you're getting at least in the range of 300 likes on that one video in 7 days. All right, and you lose your ad revenue, because of ever-changing TOS, or because YouTube wants to hoard more of their money, and they're going towards that direction. They want to hoard more of their money, and they're just going to cut off everybody under a certain point. You're not Houston Jones, you're not Angry Video Game Nerd, you're not Metatron, so why should you even monetize your content on YouTube? So that's kind of my rant there. Everyone will Turd Flinging Monkey said, he said, newsflash, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone will eventually lose their ad revenue. And if you don't evolve with that, well, you're going to be SOL. If you don't find your own sponsors, that's why I've got that. And if you're a 3D printer, by the way, a small-time 3D printer on Amazon, on Instagram or something, and you want to sponsor me, I'm a very cheap date. DM me on Instagram. I'll check it at the end of the night. I'm sure I'll be out of jail pretty soon on my app, but I'll still get my messages. Or There's other ways you can contact me. Leave a comment in the in the in my in my videos, and I'll get to you. I'll find a way to get to you. Trust me. You know, I'm really good about getting back to my fans when they talk to me. You know, which is, you know, I make myself available to you because, you know, as Ronnie James Dio said, without the fans, we are not. There you go. So let's catch up on chat. Good evening, Wraith, another UK guy. Coronite Care Bear, always a pleasure, buddy. How are you? Let's see. UK is hopelessly yes, they are. The UK is a hopelessly lost country. You know, and it's and if I have to stop using YouTube, I will. You know, there's some channels that I'm supporting, like Seventh Son Wargaming. I'm a member of his channel. I'm a member of Leon T's channel. You know, and if I missed you, if you have a channel membership and you're one of my channels that I've normally watched and everything, you know, you can hit me up and I'll give you that support. But, you know, after 6 months ends, if they really do go this route where you can't block ads on YouTube, I'm not going to use YouTube. I'm going to use Rumble. The only thing I'm going to use YouTube for is to put out the Holy Diver Show and do my live stream. And then when I get the following on Rumble and I feel that it's sufficient, I'm going to exodus away. You know, and I think Shadow and Sun is up there on Rumble right now. I just subscribed to Shadow and Sun Wargaming. And he's doing a Ravenloft series for the month of October. Pretty good stuff. Everybody likes Ravenloft. If you were born in the 90s and you saw any of those module books, you could get lost in the artwork any day of the week on that stuff. So, you know, just really good stuff there. You know, I'm going to talk to Seventh Son again, maybe Leon T again, about putting over the videos, mirroring their content to Rumble, because nobody's doing it. I found Shadow and Sun with the keyword Ravenloft. That's it. Because I don't think he left a link on the video that I watched, and I'm behind on that series. So I found his channel just by keying in one word, which is Ravenloft. And, you know, that just tells me that it's a big, wide frontier out there. And if you want to make a channel and you want to do something, it's going to suck at the beginning. But if you're first in the queue and you've got more tags out than everybody else, unless you're a big channel, I'm talking like I think the only way Rumble's going to look at you is that you have to be a real tiered channel like Razor Fist or Styx Hexenhammer. Then the people will talk to you. You know, you have to have that kind of subscribership. You know, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to suck, but nobody else is doing this stuff. You know, so there's that in and of itself. I just need to check something real quick here. Oh, my emails. I'm going to Drive here. Mail. Me. All right, let's click this link here. Boom. We talk about some Bretonnians here. All right. Warhammer Day Preview. The Kingdom of Bretonnia revealed. Now, one thing I am going to say is that I didn't see any Grail Knights Games Workshop, but let's go down here. Oh, should we watch the video together? I think I figured it out. There's so many things I need to get. I need to get a keyboard, another USB hub. I probably need to have I probably need this computer to be opened up, and I need to have the nutsack dust cleaned out of it, you know. You know what I'm talking about, the nutsack dust that gets in every single computer. Let's see here. Hey, Warhammer Bollocks, that's the right one. We'll do that and that. I got my little, I'll get close to the table, and I'll be able to open up my mouth. Oh, let's open this up here. Oh, wow. Okay, these guys are kind of cool looking, but they're a little bulky for my tastes. I don't know who their painter was, but he did a good job. And then they're showing the old models. All right. Oh, I forgot to bring down Akka. That's okay. Nobody cares. I mean, it's just figures. Let's pause that for a second. I'll get down Akka. You know, I mean, you got to have, I'm having a bad hair day. I was going to wear a blue jersey that said Poke High on it, and then I just didn't like the way I looked under the light. Hold on here, but I'll be a little more professional. Oh, and I also discovered that the YouTube algorithm does not like Akatsuka. They do not like that picture at all. They don't like that one bit. I like it. I know that on this channel we are not gays. All right, let's get back to the task at hand here. This is an awesome model, this Baron on Pegasus. Yes, I'm competing against people who have time to do this all day. I don't know how I feel about the Knights of the Realm on foot. You know, that's just me. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me go back in the chat here. I don't know. They're not going after Russell Brand. They're not going after Russell Brand. So you tell me. Oh, desktop audio was on. I did everything right. You know, so I don't know. Knights, Strings, and Sepia. Oh, the Michael Vick jersey, you know, and then like a total dick, I'll make them fight like Michael Vick. Yeah, that Pokemon is totally pro Michael Vick. You know, animal fights, hell yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find this link, and so my friend sent it to me. So this is pretty good. I like this big model, big plastic, hard plastic. This is a hard plastic model, which is awesome, by the way. Looks like this part's going to be hard to build. But you got some variants. He could be a standard bearer. I like that. I'm a fan of that already. The standard bearer right there. That's just badass. I don't know how it's going to come together. So depending on what it looks like, you might have to component paint part of that. I know that if they're smart, you can keep the wings separated from the model, which will make it a lot easier. And it looks like the wings might just go into a socket, and that's what I'm hoping for upon building this bad boy. Yeah. Next up, we have these guys. I think their helmets are a little too flamboyant, but then again, this is Warhammer. Hopefully, they're backwards compatible with the old helmets, and just I don't know. That's just me. The helmets are just. I mean, you're wearing 70 pounds on your head, dude. I mean, I like the look, like right there. See that pig in the background there? Oh, this one doesn't expand. So you got that guy wearing the pig. You got this one. Those look like they're actually pretty good to wear and everything, you know. But I do like this banner with the lady in it, you know. And then they have a great weapon variant. Something different. They're clearly on 25mm bases. So I guess that is going to be a thing. So I'm glad I am waiting on my Beastmen just a little bit. Just a little bit, because I'm gonna be broke like a joke when this stuff comes out. Don't know if I'm gonna do any Men at Arms on foot. I mean, Knights of the Realm on foot just yet. Here's their command. See this, I like that. That looks really good. That looks really good on the headdress. You know, don't make them too flamboyant. That's how I roll. But these guys are kind of this might be a paladin character. Hold on here. No, those are the knights. All right. Yes, we're getting these back. I wonder how much these are going to cost. If they cost $70, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. But fuck it, P is for pirate. I'll spend my money on this horse shit anyway, because you know I've been waiting for these models to come back to stick it to the UK seller. I live in Lower Hunkton. You can't resell those models. I'm supposed to be able to charge $59.99 a pop per each one. Knights of the Realm. I'm really excited for this box to come back out again. I'm going to be forever painting this. I might cut into my live stream time. Okay, and peasants, no one cares. Okay, now the one thing I will say about this, you know, she's not completely fugly. I mean, at least she's thin. I don't know. I think they could have done a better job on the face. giving her better cheekbones and everything. I mean, this is like the last. To me, this damsel is a cool model. But, it's kind of like the last woman at the bar. I don't really want to take her home unless I have to. Hey, it reminds me of all the loco birds we got around in the UK. That's the biggest deterrent to not visit the UK at all. Ugly women. It's like whereas if you go over to Japan, they have their women, they all start at about the 6 scale. What are the 3 things that Japanese women do better than Western women? Well, 1, they're all coming to the game and they're coming thin. 2, I heard they're nice. All right, that's one thing that I've heard. I've heard they're nice in certain areas. And then 3, they're probably more punctual than their Western counterparts. They're probably happy to go to yakiniku or something like that. And then they've already shown these. I guess this is going to be a resin model. These guys right here are going to be resin. I don't know if this is going to be hard plastic. This could be a resin. This doesn't look like it has a lot of parts. So they've got that there. And the trebuchet is coming back. The tree bucket. Oh yeah, tree bucket. That's coming back. Anything else? All right. Yeah, that's enough of that horse shit. Let's get back over to here. All right. Catch up on chat. Take this out of my ears. I got to get a longer one of these. I need a Walkman setup. Strong necks in the old world. Yeah, the helmets are a little too flamboyant for me. Not to say that I would mutilate them because that would hurt their resale value later. I saw a lot of people do that. Like, there was in my local area, there was a Bretonnian army that must have gotten passed between like 4 players before they wanted to pass it to me, and they're like, well, how come you don't want to buy it? Well, you've mutilated all the heads. You don't have any of the bits, so I can't change the heads if I wanted to. Well, I just didn't like the way the helmets looked. Well, I kind of like the way the helmets look on the old Knights of the Realm models, And it'd been painted like 4 different colors, primed again, It was just one of those whore armies that people always talk about, that people pass back and forth. It was the Village Bicycle Army, and it finally came to me, and it's like the guy who was trying to sell it wanted $150, which was a deal, by the way, because but it's not worth my time to strip it, to start again, and I just said I don't buy trash. Sorry. You have to. That's what you have to say to the UK. You don't tell me I'm selling trash. I have a shop in Knightsbridge. I'm part of the gentry over here. I don't buy trash. Morgana Le Fay. I haven't actually. I think I had that model back in the day. I know I have our Pegasus in the bits drawer over there. The new Pegasus model looking strong. I don't know how I feel about it on a non-cavalry base. I was actually hoping that the Bretonnians would have the option to mount knight champions of the units on Pegasus. On unicorns themselves. Sorry, get the unicorn being on a bigger base, being a monster. I thought, maybe you have lesser unicorns that champions could ride. So it comes in, it's got 2 strength 6 attacks at weapon skill 5, and they've got killing blow. And if you're a demon, it sucks for you because it'll cause D3 wounds as well. Or they automatically hit you and it'll cause D3 wounds. I do like the line that's come out and everything, so there's that. But last but not least, I was just so me and the group, we've been playing 40K. We've played probably 25, maybe 35 games inside of our crusade. I still have to edit 4 games. 2 of them are going to be are going to be put together against a doubleheader. They're against my buddy Bubbles. And then 1 against Tyranids, and then I have 1 more that I have to put out, and that'll probably be the end of the Crusade games. Those are going to be available on Rumble. Mostly because my last 40K video did not do well at all. You're going to sit there and tell me that, oh, and I still can't see the likes to it this day, you know, so if you guys want to give me a little bit of love, go over to my my latest video on YouTube, Orcs vs. Eldar. Watch the video, give it a like and a comment, you know, so that we can flip off YouTube and their algorithm, because that got suppressed like hell. I released it, and it didn't take off at all. I mean, all of my other 40K videos got up to 1,000 views. For a decent 2,000 point game, not to get half of that viewership, kind of bullshit. I've seen likes taken off of the video, and if I go into the video on my phone, let me just go into it real quick. I'll show you what I mean here on the camera. No, in a minute. If I go into the video on my phone, it doesn't tell me how many likes I have. There we go. I'll cue that up, though. Oh, God damn it. No. I can't do anything right. Oh my God, what the hell?
When you shop with the Smiths app.
There's an app. This is why you don't use the app, because it is total garbage. Oh, that's what my channel looks like live. I'll take it. Let's see here. Yeah, it only got like 398 views. My last 240K videos didn't do good, and then all the other ones, yeah, they pushed 1,000, over 1,000. So you know, I mean, yeah, don't sit there and tell me that algorithmic suppression isn't a thing. Yeah, we're shelving it. We Planet Tober TV, we are shelving the game of 10th edition. Now, I was rereading the 30K rules, and when I compare them to the 10th edition rules for 40K, the 10th edition is a clear step backwards. It is a clear step backwards, and I was reading the Vanguard detachment rules and everything. Let's put Aka up. We got to have the unofficial mascot here. I was reading the rules for the, for 30K. I was making note cards because I'm going to be, instead of playing a game of fantasy, which I know we need to do one more game of fantasy before the year ends, me and my friend decided to play our first 30K game, and I'm excited. And, you know, just like looking at the rules, rereading the rules, I mean, nothing is really broken. And one of the things that I want to get into here on 30K is, let's see here. Oh, let's open. Can I open this book without knocking things down? All right. Reactions. First and foremost, it sucks that they make you buy the whole book. All right. I am going to turn on the camera for this. So let's go over here. Let's get rid of Aka, and then let's get rid of display capture. All right. All right. I would have less of a problem with a rule like Oath of Moment when you re-roll the hit me. All right. When it talks about ballistic skill and everything. When it talks about ballistic skill and everything, if you have ballistic skill 6, you get to hit on 2s, and if you get a reroll, you have to roll, and when you re-roll it because you missed or something, you just don't get to hit on a 2. You have to roll a 6 to hit, all right? Now, I was looking at the Vanguard detachment for Space Marines, the Vanguard Spearhead detachment for Space Marines, and it's just more shovel-ready, spoon-fed bullshit to the Marine player. And that's the problem with the game right now. Are mechanics that just basically prevent failure. They prevent failure. All right? So, all right, even though you hit me on a 2, let's say you miss, you have to now re-roll hitting me on a 6. And if you're ballistic skill 7, it's a 5. Your reroll to hit me is a 5. If you're ballistic skill 8, your reroll to hit me is a 4. 9 becomes a 3. 10 becomes a 2. So if you're a ballistic skill of 10, which is probably super freaking rare in the game, maybe it's a Primarch that's shooting you, and he gets a reroll for whatever reason, he gets to hit you again on a 2. And it's just all this shit that allows Marines to basically break the game open. I hit you on 2s. I get to reroll hitting you on 2s. You see the pattern there? They've basically eliminated the way things work for failure. This is a dice-based game, all right? And I didn't feel that my game against Eldar was really all that bad, and it's a really good game. You should watch that game if you're not doing nothing. If you're going to sit down and paint, you should watch that game. It's a really good game, but all of the special rules are just getting in the way of the game now. It's like, well, I played Tyranids, and some of the bugs have anti-vehicle 2+. It's AP -2, 2 damage. Your truck has been destroyed. Go leap yourself. And, even the Tyranids, Tyranids, they get to participate in the shooting phase. So they're getting all three. They're getting movement, shooting, close combat. The warriors that shoot you aren't slouches in close combat either, Let me catch up on chat here. I think the problem with... I was comparing 10th edition today, Planet Tobor TV, to like a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, I turn over my trump card, and now you've set off my trap. And my Marines can automatically move D6 inches away from you and shoot again. And shit like that. This reactive back and forth play, and I don't think that that's the way, and I think they're getting away from the way the game has been designed, and that this is more pure. This is more pure because they have a chart, all right? It's a ballistic skill, it's a strength versus, it's weapon, oh wait a minute, where's the ballistic skill chart? It's right here in the shooting. Finish up movement, shooting, weapons, and I underline my books. Let's see. Where's the chart? We'll go to the back of the book. See if we find ourselves a chart. Let's find ourselves a chart. Disciplines. Wonder if I go under Q for quick reference. Here we go. Roll to hit. Attacker's weapon skill versus defender's weapon skill. Okay. Now, this works right here. A 6 is always a hit. 6 is always a hit. This chart is as what do you call it? As antiquated as it is actually more fair than the system we have today, where it's like, okay, everything is, even like my Orc boys, the War Boss's unit is hitting on a 2+, and sometimes they might have a reroll, sometimes they don't have a reroll or something like that. But, okay, so if I'm weapon skill 4 hitting your weapon skill 4, I need a 4 to hit you. And there might be a modifier that brings it up to a 5, but that's about really where it ends. The gold standard back in the day was, why can't some of these units just be a few more units just be weapon skill 5 instead of 4? All right, and that was a strike against old 40K back in the day. All right, but like having a strength of a weapon go up to 18, there's really no need for any of that. The toughness chart itself. Yeah, I don't see the chart for ballistic skill anywhere. Well, we all know how ballistic skill works, but the toughness chart itself, okay, if you're strength 1, all right, I can see the need that maybe you always wound on 6s. I can see that, maybe, just maybe. But, if you're strength 1, you can't hurt toughness 5. If you're strength 2, you can't hurt toughness 6. And then let's skip ahead. If you're toughness 6, if you're strength 6, you can't hurt toughness 10. You need to have a 7 or better. And even then, if you're strength 8 with your power claw and you're attacking something very powerful, you need a 6 to wound it, you know? And so it's just a more fair system, but there's this thing called failure that can occur. Complete and total failure in a game of dice, whereas like I look at some of these Marine special rules, you know, for the Vanguard Spearhead, you're just -1 to hit all the time. So it's like, oh, you know, this works kind of good against Guard, who I don't know a lot about Guard and their indexes, but I do know that Guard are ballistic skill 4, which puts them on a 5 to hit anything that they're 12 inches away from. They might have orders that increase their ballistic skill, though. Don't quote me on that. I have not played Guard in this game rendition, all right? This is great against orcs. This doesn't help you against sustained or lethal hits, you know, I mean, but, you know, and then, again, there's nothing exciting about Toughness 5, boys. You get dusted pretty quick, especially against heavy intercessors. You know, they just light your ass up. They've got lethal hits. They're doing automatic wounds. And then, you know, these guys are coming in hard with all of the machine gun fire that they get, the lethal hits, not to mention there's a certain doctrine that makes them lethal hits 5+, so you automatically wound on the hit roll to 5, and any 6s that you roll are also sustained hits, you know. The rules that kind of like stack like teacups, those rules are literally ruining the game. It's not a game anymore. It's kind of playing out like a card game with miniatures. And I don't know if they're intentionally trying to make 40K go that direction, which is okay if they are. You know, if they want to please the Funko Pop crowd and get the autists aboard, do it separate the two companies. Have the boutique games on one side and have all the autistic I hit on 2s with rerolls. There's no room for failure against orcs when I'm shooting them or something. You know, I just win. You know, and then you combine this with Oath of Moment, which is just reroll everything. Now, I know they've nerfed Oath of Moment, and I'm looking at a lot of rules, and I kind of got to keep my mind straight for playing this tomorrow. But, like, you get dusted way too quickly. You know, whereas, like, I rolled a shit ton of 3s, you know. Well, I'll just roll some 3s right now. Here, I've got some bolters left. Here, I just rolled a bunch of 3s at you. Okay. That missed. That missed. That missed. And now, I need 5s to wound you. Okay. I got 2 wounds. I killed 2 orcs. That's fine. That's fine. But when I get to re-roll everything, you know, okay, I got 1 more. Or their weapons are higher strength, you know. And then they can do that specifically for just 1 target. Well, they're gonna eliminate 1 big target a turn, you know. And it's just like, why are we spoon feeding one faction? And then, like, you know, I already complained about Necrons and everything because I kind of did a deep dissect of the game as I went through and everything. But let me just kind of finish up what it, you know. And then there's some really good stratagems that, like, just potentially. Let's see. They can play 1 CP for Armor of Contempt, and this is the bullshit part. You can combine this with a Brutalis Dreadnought that has the Spearhead special rules. So you have a guy who's in cover. He's -1 to be hit. He's got Armor of Contempt. AP -2. You're still taking saves on a 2+. Which means orcs can never hurt you in the shooting phase. Now it's down to like a 1 in 36 chance, and because you're a dreadnought, oh, look at that! My rocket did 2 wounds. Isn't that great? And you know, so you're either gonna have a game where you allow everyone to participate in all 3 phases of the game. And my friend plays World Eaters, and he's in the same boat I am. We're equal in melee to everybody else. All of our power fists, all of our weapons are either -1 or -2 AP. We don't have any stratagems that really help us in penetrating armor. Whereas, like, I'm okay getting my ass shot off, but if I touch you in close combat, you should not have a prayer of survival, or you're going to be or your dreadnought is going to be so mangled when I'm done with it, it's going to be irrelevant for the rest of the game because it might have 1 wound left. You know, and then there's the There's ever a hopeful chance that a pistol finishes you off because, oh god, ho-hum, that's so funny when a pistol kills a dreadnought, you know, so... just make the orcs meaner in close combat or something like that. Make the world eaters meaner in close combat. And that's just a simple rule of like, oh, orc power claw, AP -3, not to mention it's damage 3. All right? That kind of writes itself out there because now knobs are a thing that you really have to worry about. And, you know, I mean, just... you know, balance the game that way. Okay, Necrons, they're really good at getting back up. And, you know, they also got this one that will help them with the Necrons. Surgical Strike is a pretty good one. I just killed your war boss. LMAO is my note there. They can just basically play that for 2 CP, and then they can target your character inside the unit. All right, that's fine. You know, war bosses are pretty tough to kill, but, you know, again, if this is a unit of aggressors, you can kiss your guy goodbye. You can just kiss him goodbye. They also have an enhancement for 25 points that lets a unit scout. So scouting aggressors on an orc army would suck Donkey Kong dong, because then they can move, what is it? I think they move 6 inches. They have a range, so that gives them basically an effective range of 18 with their twin linked flamethrowers. And it's like, oh, I melted an entire unit of boys, or I shucked you out of or I killed all your commandos on this objective. Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny how I just get, you know, automatic hits? And it's like they took the torrent weapons away from the mega knobs. What more do you want from us, you know? So they've gotten, oh, what's up, Hungar? They've taken all that. You know, they've taken away a lot of useful things, you know, and it's just, it's not the game that I recognize. 9th edition was solid. It had its flaws, but it was solid. This is not solid, you know. This is like, there's certain armies that are going to be good, and then there's certain armies that are going to be bad, and it still feels like we're in a beta test phase. And this is basically what my friend he summed it up the best. He said, this is basically another 6th edition. It's going to be another half edition because they fucked up Royal, and we're going to shelve it in lieu of they're going to go back to War Machines and Hordes. They're going to play some Conquest, Last Argument of Kings. They're going to play some Infinity. I'm going to play some 30K with my friend, some Last Conquest, and hopefully some Fantasy here pretty quick. And they can play Age of Sigmar. So we're going to be playing a different spectrum of games because yeah, there's just really no coming back from what the game has turned into, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's been 6 months almost, and they've only gotten out to 2 books. And when they drop the Tyranids, let me turn this off because I got to conserve battery when I actually start. When they drop the Tyranids, they immediately had to FAQ their points costs, which means that there isn't a captain at the helm. They don't have a captain at the helm at all. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Planet Tobar TV. It does feel like a trading card game. And that's fine. If you want to have that for the autists to play, that's fine. Have a one, you know, and the 1,000 point games I have had are somewhat enjoyable. But when I'm slowing and this is my last game of 40K was enjoyable. I will say that. And I'm going to go on record. It was against my buddy Bubbles. I played a really good game. I'll put that out there in the battle reports on this channel and on Rumble, but all the other battle reports are just going to go to Rumble. So this is going to be the last game in the Crusade that we're probably going to play for a while because nobody has any books. It's been 6 months. They should be on their 4th book technically. So you got to wait for Admech and Necrons. Excuse me. And, you know, Necrons were no fun at all. You know, I mean, I still got the note right here. D6 plus 6 plus, D6 plus 63 plus 2 wounds is about 50 wounds a turn that they can regenerate a warrior's unit. And it's like, Is there a need for them to do that? And they have to go back and nerf it. What were they thinking making these rules in the first place that basically prevent failure? Yes, I know Necrons are supposed to get back up, but you know, there was nothing wrong with rolling some dice and like, I need 5s to get back up. Oh, look. So I rolled 7 dice there. Oh, 8 dice there. 3 of my Necrons got back up. That's 30%. There you go. That worked. That made sense. You know, but like I said, when I compared the Necrons to the vampire counts in 6th edition, if I could make a 50-man skeleton unit every single turn with that, there's nothing you can do about it. I can get 50 skeletons a turn. Whether you like it or not, I will get 50 skeletons a turn. They would have never lost. Vampire counts would have been the most powerful faction, and they were really a finesse army. You really had to, they were fragile, number one. You know, even if you, unless you were playing blood dragons, you'd have a good durable blood dragon, and my entire army is focused around 3 units of Black Knights that I'm going to slam into you with the cursed book so that you can't hit my blood dragon. And my blood dragon didn't even need a ward save. I could use the cursed shield of Musion. I could use the blood dragon trait that took an attack away from you. So now, if I challenge you, you either have to send your hero to the back, or your hero is going to have -2 to his attacks profile. And most lords have 4 attacks. So a dwarf lord trying to kill a blood dragon with 2 attacks with his ASF great weapon, probably going to get his ass kicked by the blood dragon. And all he's going to have left is his 4+ ward save. You know, so that could go either way still. But there's an element of failure there. Whereas, like, I go back here and let's see here. Yeah, I talked about the Brutalis Dreadnought with an he gets hit with an AP -2 weapon. He still has a 2+ armor save. All right? Orcs can't kill that at long range. Now, if you want to write the orc book so that they have shooting again, that would be awesome. But they don't want to do it that way, you know. Oh, and then this is a good one right here. This is the best one for 1 CP. This is one that kind of set me off a little bit. You get Strike from the Shadows. +1 to hit. I'm sensing a pattern there. Oh, so I go from hitting on 3s to hitting on 2s. Wonder how many 2s I'm going to get. Oh, I only missed once out of 8 times. That's pretty darn good with my bolters. And then if I have lethal hits, you're just screwed because there's 2 6s there. Not to mention it's sustained 6. So there's 2 more additional hits. You know, I mean, this is why intercessors are pretty good in my opinion, because they were taking down my Death Dreads in one of my games, just like, oh, we're staring at you for 2 turns, you're dead. You have no chance of getting into close combat with us. Which in close combat, they're not slouches either. I mean, with their combat knives, they have 3 attacks apiece, but it's +1 to hit, +1 to AP. You know, that's really good for Devastators, las cannons, you know. And it's really great for Eradicators. And here, and I've already complained about Eradicators on the channel. Eradicators already get to hit you on a 3+. They get to re-roll it. They get to re-roll to wound you if they fail to wound you, and they also get to re-roll their damage output. Now they're going to get to re-roll a 2+ to hit, and that's what's destroying the game. You know, I can understand if you had to re-roll to hit me, and that re-roll needed a 6, which I didn't roll there. You know. All right, I don't get to re-roll a 2+. And that's what's killed. That's literally what's killed it. Because then I start bitching about it because it's like, oh, it's almost like you can't fail. And I'm going to leave, you know, and that last game against Marines, it was a really good game. And you'll just have to watch the battle report. And, you know, that's just kind of like my wrap up, you know, because I was comparing the shooting phases for both games, where it's like the shooting phase in 40K right now, if you're a Marine player, or I wish my friend would break out his Tau so that I could play them once, but he's just kind of on the Marine bandwagon right now. He's been painting his Marines, you know, oh, good, and he's been doing Bubble's been doing a good job on those Marines too. I really like the way his Salamanders turned out. You know, I wish he would break out his Tau so I could see them, but it's a lot of spoon feeding, you know, like you can't fail. We've taken failure off of the board. And there's one thing I wanted to check out, see if I can find the message that I sent to my friend here.
imagine if your guys are firing or...
Nope, that's not it.
I just ordered 10 shields. If they're in...
No. All right, I'm not going to find it. It was the last conversation we had about the game. And it's just... I summed it up in a really good way. I'll have to write it in the description if I find it. But, you know, and another thing that would improve the game, bring back the weapon skill versus weapon skill. All right? I think, you know, if not one of the things that made Knob Bikers so good back in the day is that they were one of the few units that were weapon skill 5, which means they hit on 3s. Which was huge back in the day. It was really huge that those guys would hit you on a 3. You know, I mean, so you know you can make weapon skill 5 kind of a gold standard. There's a couple units that they're expensive, but they have weapon skill 5. You know that or there's a couple units that have ballistic skill 5. You know, make that kind of the gold standard. But you know, if you want to change the game into a card game, I think that's the direction they're going. Or you know, I mean. There are some, I don't know what, if any of my European audience is watching, did Germany lift the ban on 10th edition or are they still using 9th edition? You know? I mean, at some of the last tournaments before Eldar got updated, people were just immediately quitting games against Eldar. I can't win. I'm done. You know, you win. That's fine. And, you know, I mean... Which tells me that they got a bunch of retards at the helm. And, you know, so this is going to be time to make... I'm going to make time to play other games. Maybe I'll check out Infinity, but don't quote me on that. You know, I'll let that be a break for my best friend. That'll be his sanctuary away from me. And then maybe we and him will play Old World. We'll play 30K. We'll play Last Argument. And I damn sure want to play... Oh, God, I can't think of it right now. But, you know, just the back and forth, you know, that we've had and everything. It's left a sour taste in my mouth on 40K. You know, it's just how good do the Marines have to be? Well, they're still losing at tournaments, and what they don't say. And now I just remembered. So basically, if you want Marines to be really good. You know, collectively across the board, they've already done that for a game, and it's called Warhammer 30K. You have your Marine on Marine action, and that's the way the game is. There's no other races. There's a few variations, but they're all just, it's all Marines all the time. You don't have any Xenos. Granted, there are battles where you could have Xenos or something like that. You do have demons, but just the way they spoon feed the Marines and the way that they've done the special rules for this edition, it plays like a card game. And, you know, I think I'm going to close the book on this subject for now. And maybe get to some work. Catch up on chat here. Oh, I have a fully painted Scorn army that I couldn't sell. That was the one problem I have with War Machine is the resale value of the models. I've tried to sell that Scorn army of mine on more than one occasion. I wanted $300 for it, and I didn't even get one offer, which tells me that the people who play, who really like playing that game, they're broke. You know, I can just see Andrew Tate right now. You're broke. You're broke. You're broke like a joke. Just making fun of people like that. I don't know. But you don't need to send me anything. I got a fully painted army, and if I have to pick up one model, that'll probably suffice. Oh, thank you, Alec Luda. Have a good one. Hope you get to rewatch this. I was actually responding to you. Okay. So you don't know about the ban on 10th edition? Well, I thank you, and you look like a newcomer, so welcome to the channel. Or you might have been watching for a while and just never said anything, so I'm glad you're here. So let's get into some paint. I've already been ranting for an hour. This will probably be a shorter stream because I'm losing my voice. My autism went off. Boom. Works. All right. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of review on these models. See how these guys have their weapons in one hand? That works. I'm actually going to be buying a third box of these guys because these are a really hard kit. Like if you want to get into Conquest Last Argument of Kings, you might want to stay away from Household Guard unless you're good at building models or something, because I had a shitty time building these guys, and just getting them to line up and everything like that. I was looking at the instructions, you know, again, you know, I mean, I'll admit to being half retarded and everything, but let me grab a few of the ones I screwed up on. Did I not grab all of the capes? Oh, I did. All right. I put the capes there. All right. So, I wanted to do a quick little product review of these guys real fast. You know, so this is a good pose, and I have to remember which numbers these were. I might do a video where I build these and everything, but these don't line up. You know, I wish that they were. You might want to glue them together and then repin them in there or something like that. But I have one that's skewed, and this is one that I did fairly. So here's three that have their weapons like this that I did a decent job on. This guy, I screwed up his halberd, and I had to clip it off and then put one of these spearheads from the Gilded Legion on, which is fine. Nobody's going to notice that, but I know. And now you know. Now the whole world knows how bad I am at building models. Another one, same thing. Again, getting these arms to line up is really hard. Really, really hard. So that's 1, 2. There's that shoulder pad. We'll glue that on. So another one I screwed up on. Again, why can't they just do more poses like the front three, okay? This guy's got his weapon here. He's just holding it in one hand. This guy's got, you know, there's nothing wrong with a static pose, but this over here, it really sucked Donkey Kong Dong to build these guys. Did decent ones. So let's see here. I've got 4 guys like this that have passed the test. These guys are failures, so I want to replace them. My autism is going off. 5 guys. Again, there's nothing. So we got 9 guys now. You get 12 in a box. The other box just showed up. My friend's going to help me with them because he's less retarded than I am. You know, that's the problem. You know, let's poke fun of Holy Diver for a second. Sometimes I'm just so retarded. A smart person would appear as a wizard to me. There you go. Well, I'm glad you found my channel. I'm very hard to find. That was by design. I went with a really shitty name. I wish I could go back and rename it. But yeah, I appreciate any new blood that I get. Make sure you share me off with your friends, and happy October. So this guy, this is the D and D. You line up the arms in this variant. I really like this variant a lot. We'll probably build 2 more of these guys to replace these 2 over there, you know, with their spears. But just the static pose of the guy holding the halberd, a lot better than having to line these arms up, because it was tricky. It was really tricky. Like, as you can see, like, this guy's got his weapon all the way up here because it's the only way it would line up. Maybe I chose the wrong torso and I wasn't paying attention on this one. But yeah, if you don't know what you're doing when you're building them in terms of building models, and you know somebody who's awesome at building models, like my best friend, who's coming over to play 30K tomorrow. He's awesome at building models. You know, it's like, I just laid the models out and they're done. Oh, look at the whole. It's all done. Look at that. I just produced all that, and it's already got a coat of paint on it. That's where it's going to stop. But if he has to hit the meth pipe and build an army for tomorrow, it will get done. It will get done. Mark my words. Both guns blazing. It will get done. So just a quick product review on these guys. And then let's go in here. What we're going to do, this is the champion. And we'll select 4 to be our main focus. Uh-oh. Let's do that now while we're thinking about it. Now I can't find them. That's... Where you at? Where you at, dog? Where you at? Ah. You're right here. No. There you are. There you are. Cool. All right. Let's get some... I'm almost out of glue. This ain't good. Oh, that's out. All right. I guess I won't fix it. But we know where his piece is. Put him there. We'll take him back upstairs. All right. So let's... I don't remember what my guys look like. Does anybody remember what my guys look like? Let's start with some of the inks. I think I'm going to take these pants and, you know, these guys are wearing a lot of armor. They're wearing a lot of armor, so we might want to start with armor first, but I am going to prep a few things. So I'm going to get out my skin wash, which doesn't have a BB in it. That's hilarious. Do I have a BB anywhere? Oh, there it is. Gotta give your paints a little bit of a shake. And we're gonna do their faces real quick with a little bit of flesh wash. And good thing about flesh wash and why I like this skin wash ink is that flesh colors love it. They love it. They love it. Let's see here. We're in frame. You know what? I just had a thought here. You can just do the halberd this color as well. So this ain't no thing. This ain't no thing. I know I'm supposed to be painting some 3D printed models, but as far as like painting goes, lately I'm at that point where I've gotten a few days. I got Thursday off of work, and I used that to finish writing my last, proofreading and writing my last movie review for the month of October. And then once that's posted, I have to start writing the next immediate Holy Diver show. So content creation has been getting in the way of my painting projects, and I want to keep these really low, but at the same time, I know that I need this unit if I'm going to start playing again, because Men-at-Arms in that game suck. The Men-at-Arms unit for 100 Kingdoms sucks Donkey Kong dong. They just got no hit. They got no hit. They're just like, they're the awkward dudes that show up in a gangbang. They're the fourth dude in the gangbang. That's what they are. So 1, 2, 3. Let's get some ink going here. Is there anything else that's brown? I don't see any leather anywhere on these guys. That's pretty good. I also don't see any other flesh besides faces. So we can actually just go like this and just... Good thing about ink is it's spreadable. It's just spreadable and it goes way fast. And then I just need a little bit of I just need a dry brush to kind of finish this off. That's the good thing. Okay. You wipe off and we just get this on the face here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, these guys got a lot of metal on them. A lot. Let's see here. I think I've kind of decided a way that they'll fit in with my guys and everything. Did all my food prep yesterday. I'm going to have to start shopping on Friday nights. That was nice not having to do any... leave the house at 8 a.m. to go get my groceries. The reason why we want to start with the faces on these homeboys is we're going to do the entire helmet and the chainmail around them. Then we're going to do the face, and we're just going to work our way down on each one of these models. It'll work for now. This will work for now. Aha. Surprisingly, I think these guys will be way easier to paint than they were to build. Way easier to paint than they were to build. As a matter of fact, he's got that big old knob down on the bottom of his base here. We're going to paint that gold. We're going to paint that gold, so we'll just ink it now with the brown, because gold loves brown ink. These brothers, they're like 1950s horror and 80s gore. They're distant cousins. One could not exist without the others. 80s gore and 50s horror. All right, let's see. So yeah, that's pretty good. We got the shafts of these weapons done. Yeah, I think these guys will actually go really quick because they are wearing a lot of armor. Now for the sashes, well, hold on. Let's grab one. We're gonna grab Mr. Normal here. We'll grab Mr. Normal. We're gonna get out yellow. We're gonna need yellow, red and yellow. But we're gonna do the heads real quick. So for that, we're just gonna use gunmetal before we do any other flesh tones, because I want the faces to be done, because you want to work your way away from the head. Matter of fact, we'll use the big one. Use the bigger brush. Bigger is better on these guys. All right. I'm actually wearing chainmail around their heads too, and they got these helmets, but you can see here that you got a lot of surface right there. Now once you wash it with a strong tone, it'll sink into that crack, but you want to just make sure that you got your helmet there, it's done. And then you want to work your way away from his face, like I'm doing there. Get my footstool. We might have an extra long stream. I'm feeling the juice. I'm feeling the good old creative juice again. And around his shoulders. Actually feel like I want to sit down and do things again. I haven't been so busy at work lately. Everybody understands that. Because YouTube's a greedy company, you're going to be losing your ad revenue anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. You better be Sci-Fi Wire, a company owned and operated by NBC if you don't want to lose your YouTube ad revenue. We have to pay NBC. Okay, let's stop with him there. Go to the next one. Who's the driest of them all? You looking pretty dry. And again, the first thing we want to do with these guys is just work our way away from the faces. So that means armor. We've got a little bit of armor right there that they're wearing. Oh. Maintain frame. How are we looking? I was not maintaining frame. And I'm not going to do anything flashy with these guys. They're just going to have standard metal armor. Had the camera positioned for 10mm models, but I think what I can do, we'll zoom out just a little bit. We'll zoom out just a little bit, and I think that'll help because these guys are so big. Yeah. That looks good. Let's see here. Let's do this. Big helmet. Now, what I think I should do is ink this, but we're just going to... I think I'm going to go for speed on this unit. I mean, I don't... As much as I like this, I kind of want to get through these guys. You know, you can always paint up another unit and do a better job or something like that, but just iron. Nobody cares. You know, I play so many games that, you know, it just... And my autism is thus that it just needs to get done. We might do some gold bits. We might not. But I definitely know that these guys are going to come back to the table. Next week and make an appearance. All right. That is good. Last one, and then I think we'll use dwarf flesh for the actual skin. Oh, what's up, DM James? How you doing there? I was gonna cut. I knew I had to come up. Yeah, Conquest. You probably missed the first part of the show. I hope you get time to go back and watch it. I was talking about, me and my friends were talking about shelving 10th edition 40K and in lieu for other games, because we always just default back to 40K. It doesn't matter what we play, you know. I mean, of course, you know, I mean, I wish the Rangers still lived near me. I could get into some historical wargaming again, but you know, you do what you can. But I was talking about the rules for the 40K rules versus the 30K rules. Like, after rereading the 30K rules and making some note cards, 10th edition is a step backwards. A step backwards in the wrong direction. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff at the beginning hour of this video. I must have talked my ass off for about 54 minutes was the count when I started actually working. So I am painting up some household guard for Conquest. Last argument of kings. I have a unit that will turn the tide of battle. That's whatever. I haven't had time to check out one-page rules. What's his name? The Solo War Gamer, a channel I'll give a shout out to. I watch him all the time. So when he does a pretty good catalog in the holidays. He said he did a rant about one-page rules, and he's like, one of the lines, and it was, one-page rules saved my marriage. I don't care if one-page rules saved your marriage. Saved my... Let's see here. Going in. Again, we want to just kind of get the metal and the shoulder pads and stuff like that. Anywhere there's metal, just kind of get it done, because you don't want it anywhere near the face. And these hats done. Cool. I like it when I use up all the metal in a pot. Don't like wasting paint. And then we'll just keep dragging until the brush is cleaned off. All right. See if we got just enough to do that one little speck of brown there. Got it. In. Okay, so now that step's done, we're going to just hurry and paint their faces. Yeah, if Sad as 72, welcome to the stream, buddy. If yeah, I agree with you there. I hope you get a chance to watch this video from the beginning, where I kind of just compared and contrast the 30K rules for shooting and everything. Just a quick overview. I mean, this could be a lot of subject matter that I can do, but I've got other things that I need to be doing on there. You know, I mean, yeah, in another 6 months, what my friend said it best. This is another 6th edition. It's another half edition. They're either going to go to a 10.5. With another release box to sell the same shitty models that have already been resculpted and because they don't sculpt anything anymore. They computer design them, and then we'll get 5 months of 10.5, and then they'll go right to 11th edition. You know, I think the problem is that they always have to change whatever it is works. I have never played any one-page rules, though. I guess I should try that just once. I got to give Oathmark a try. DM James gave me that book, and I got to sit down and I got to take a look at that. Change for the sake of change is always good. All right. Got plenty of battery. This is the heavy battery. I wish I could buy batteries for these cameras, but they're not as good as the one that actually came with it. I don't know if I want these guys to have eyes or not. I think that looks good. We'll leave that there in case I want to do eyes. I haven't decided. And even then you still miss. It's okay. Yeah, that's another thing. They can't just let things need to. I agree with you there, Cornai. They need to be kind of somewhat usable in certain situations. You know, I mean, across the shifting the meta constantly to keep up sales is what's killing the game. It's just what's killing the game. And you know, I mean, if they really want, if they even gave a shit about their company. All right. Like if I were to come into, this would never happen, but if I were to come into like Running Games Workshop tomorrow, one of the first things I would do is close stores. All right. I'm going to put some of this back onto the retail places themselves. All right. Give the mom and pops a boost or something like that. But I would literally close stores. And then I would take some of that money that I save and put it into the writing of some of the games. End of story. You know? And I think that there needs to be an 80-man team here in the United States that writes the editions for a little while. I think that their talent pool in the UK has become Jack and shit, and Jack left town 2 editions ago. 8th was pretty good. Even then, you still miss. There we go. Yeah, that's another good thing. You know, with the 3D printers being the way they are, I think this is a perfect time that if you liked an old edition of a game and you got a friend that liked the same edition, you guys can 3D print armies for that game and play it and enjoy it. And it's a lot easier. It's easier now than it's ever been to just get into a different edition and play that game. You know, I mean, there's this Australian dude. I mean, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I'm subscribed to his channel, and all he does, he's got almost 5,000 subscribers, and all he does is play 6th edition. That's it. It's the same armies. He does like one battle. You're getting one maybe 2 battle reports a month, maybe 2 videos a month from him, and it's just 6th edition fantasy, beating the crap out of whatever I'm doing. All right. That's good. I can't believe I got all that gunk in there. Damn it. That really pisses me off. I got a spoo rag. Yeah, don't leave anything to chance. I don't have enough game to make it from where I'm sitting. And that I think gaming, if depending on the trajectory that Games Workshop is on, it's just going to become a Funko Pop game, and they don't want to differentiate the two. You're supposed to. I mean, what they could do is, if they were smart, Age of Sigmar is way more stable because it has fewer armies. Let that be known. Age of Sigmar right now is a way more stable game because it has fewer armies. There was 26 playable factions, I think. Don't quote me on that. I might be over by. It might be 24 playable factions within 40K, and that's just too much to write for. 80 people in a room in Nottingham can't do it because you can't get an honest day's work out of any British citizen. Am I right, folks? What's up, King John? How you doing? 80 people in a room can't do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to water down the last of my ink. Well, with more than 1 drop. About 3 drops of water. And I'm just going to wash their faces again with this, and then I'll highlight their faces. Yeah, that works really good, actually. Really good. And these guys, you just kind of got to like, they're going to check the faces, but you want to kind of seal that paint on there just a little bit. All right, cool. Good. Good enough. That's done. The faces are all done for now. When I do highlight it, it'll just probably be a quick little dry brush of elf flesh across the tops of their faces. I don't have an opinion on one-page rules. I've never played a one-page rules game in my life. I'd like to try. I just when is the opportunity for me gonna come up? That's the question. Is time, gentlemen, time. I don't know when I'm going to have the time. So one of the things that I've decided on with these guys is yellow trousers. Now I know that some of the knights themselves have a lot of yellow on them. Where in the hell is my BB in there? God, this ink is thick. You really have to shake it up. I've decided on yellow trousers, so we're going to ink the trousers, and then you have to kind of work your way down on these guys. I could finish off the armor, but I want to get the yellow ink on first. Then I'll finish off the armor. Yeah. That first coat of yellow ink. We're going to get our inks on, and then we're going to finish off the armor. And then we're going to highlight. And the cool thing is these guys, they're wearing a lot of metal, so they will paint up pretty quick. I am a fan. I am a fan of anything quick and easy. This guy's armored. He's got armored all the way down. Okay. This guy's got a sleeve up here that you can see for some reason. The only problem with yellow ink is that it bubbles. Red sashes, red feathers. That's what I've decided. There we go. Satis, I do like the, what do you call it, the Crusade rules for 40K. Yeah, I'm with you there. I like the, what do you call it, the Mario Party feeling of the missions that you play in the Crusade pack. Those are actually pretty good. Tomorrow's already going to be Sunday. Not Sunday. I don't want to go back to work. Hey, DM James, while I got you in here, are you on Rumble at all? Because I'll subscribe to you over there. I was looking for you this morning. Didn't know if you had a link posted somewhere, so I figured I'd ask. I just subscribed to Shadow and Sun over on Rumble, and I was also talking about how YouTube is trying to block ad blocking software, and then I went on this rant about how even if you're a channel and you're not a tiered and you're not a made-owned channel, you're going to lose your ad revenue anyway. YouTube wants profits. Google needs profits for their shareholders so that number can always go up. They don't want to be paying content creators with ad revenue. No. Do you have a channel that I got to subscribe to on Rumble? Other way around, buddy. There we go. Got that. And this is just a base for your yellow. Yeah, very subtle there. Very subtle sleeve. And then you got the chainmail right there. DM James. Okay, let's see if I can copy that right there. We'll do this on live stream. Bam! Let's go to Rumble Bumble. Search, please. Go. There we go. There he is. Hell yeah. Let's go. Follow. Let's refresh that page. All right, we're followed. At least that's what it says. War Games Atlantic Conquistadors. All right. All right, you got some BattleTech stuff. Okay. One of the things that I noticed for the search engine on Rumble is that it really likes hashtags. So if you're painting something that has something to do with like BattleTech, go into Instagram, find a real popular post that's got all kinds of hashtags, and put those hashtags into your description. Those also count as like keywords and everything. You can use those as those hashtags as keywords. I don't know if you can use them in the keyword section, but it couldn't hurt. And like how I found what's his name? Shadow and Sun Wargaming on Rumble today was I just did a search for Ravenloft. He was the only channel that came up. And so I can't stress to anybody who's making content on a small scale doing gaming or Dungeons and Dragons enough about getting onto Rumble and just putting as many videos as you can up there, especially if you have the time, you know, and then maybe even doing your live streams from Rumble. Because you guys are stream masters over there. You and the James gang, you, Hungar, Shadow, you guys are always, Weird World War II, you guys always got a stream going on. And with the way you stream, you might actually pick up a lot of traction, DM James. And I'll be sure to check you out on Rumble. But yeah, with the ads, not being able to block ads on YouTube, that's just BS, you know. Again, I have to hear about some erectile dysfunction, or there's some diaper ad about some boomer woman that has accidents. That's great. Those are the ads on YouTube. You know, it's like they already, Google has so much of my data. Is that, you know, I mean, what I don't get is like, okay, just show me ads for liquor and cigarettes, please. Here, I know it's listening to me. Show me ads for liquor and cigarettes. That's what I want to see. Being a man that is palatable. Thank you. There you go. So that's all they do. They sample your data. You know, I don't want to hear about somebody's bowel movement, you know, or they have these dick caps. I've seen ads for dick caps. They're little diapers that you put on the tip of your penis in case you leak a little. They're for men who leak a little. They got some mafioso dude who looks like he belongs in a Goodfellas thing. You just slide one over your dong, and that's for men who leak a little. No, I don't need to see ads like that. I'm not at the phase where I'm leaking a little bit. I can still trust a fart. Thank you. Thank you. All right, what else are we doing? Do we go back to metal? No, I say we go to red. I was going to make these sashes, the sashes and their feathers in their hats, red. So far I've only used 4 colors. I'll take it. These guys don't have a lot of leather on them. Even their gloves are metal, so this is a good unit to sit down and paint. It really is. Oh, there's his sash. Or some of their sashes can be blue. Bleh. Can we get under there? We can barely get under there. I guess it's good that I paint it now, because then I'll be painting the armor away from it. Touch the feather that we just painted. Ah! For men who leak a little. You know what this will lead to? This gay stuff will lead to... The best part is, like, there's this running thing with Italian men in mafia TV shows. It could lead to underwear with dick holes. Now, is that dick holes in the front or dick holes in the back of the underwear? He wears underwear with dick holes. What is this? Is it a homosexual thing? Because I know that my boxer shorts... I mean, I just slide my business out and whenever I want to go out of the front hole. Are they talking about a back hole in the underwear? Can somebody clarify that? Anybody who's watched The Sopranos or Uncle Joey, that mafioso guy on Instagram, what's Cousin Joey or something like that? Just it could lead to underwear with dick holes. The Italians are obsessed with like gay stuff leading to underwear with dick holes. So I think that means dick holes in the back. Leads to underwear with dick holes. It's not good. This is America. I really wanted to finish The Sopranos, but it's just not worth a $13 a month subscription to HBO Max. They want a Max subscribership out of you, and the episodes are. I did a Max. I watched the first season of The Sopranos. Um, Pretty good. If you were a kid, if you were a kid that primarily grew up in the '90s like I did, you were a '90s kid because. Let's see here. Yeah, I was a '90s kid. I was born in the '80s, but I was more of a '90s kid. I grew up. I just remember all the stuff that, like the onset of cell phones in '98 and everything. You know what's a trip is going back and watching Supernatural in its first 5 seasons. That's a trip. I like that. There were no cell phone. There were barely cell phones back then. Sam and Dean Winchester, alpha males, being alpha. Let me see here. Yeah, again, haven't even had time to look at them. There's so much. This is what's good about tabletop gaming. If you just want to play a pen and paper game, you can play a pen and paper game. If you just want to play a war game, you can play a war game. If you want to play War Master, you can play War Master. There's so many things out there that you can do. But that you just the best advice I can give anybody new is just pick 3 poisons and leave it at that. And if you got any time, maybe you can do a campaign in Dungeons and Dragons. Have you, have you been watching any of that Ravenloft stuff that Shadow and Sun has been putting out? I'm a little bit behind on that series. I've only watched 2 videos, but God, what a module that was. You got all that Clyde Codwell art. That's what would be cool is to see somebody 3D print tiles of Ravenloft. That's what we need. Do all the modules, all the dungeons in Ravenloft, and 3D print tiles for that stuff. Maybe make them stackable and you paint them up and everything and be like, oh, Castle Ravenloft. Underwear with dick holes. It's not how we roll in Jersey. And you see what that yellow does when it dries. It just it's going to be a little bit off. You have to do at least 2, maybe 3 layers. I'll experiment with this a little bit further, but I am going to get back into that yellow before I go, and so that will extend the amount of the time spent on this stream because I want to see what the second layer of yellow looks like. Ah. Again, on these bigger models, the ink just really spreads a lot faster. There we go. It's a lot easier than painting it the traditional way. Oh yeah, let's do this real quick. I'm going to do another layer on his trousers and see how that looks before we go. Good hell. I gotta get. I got some phone calls I gotta get to, so we're about at that time, gentlemen. About at that time. Oh yeah, that'll look good. Especially with a little bit of yellow paint applied to the ink. Kevin Gallagher, welcome to the channel. How are you doing? Good evening to you. You must be in the... You must know King John from the UK. All right. If you're angry, well, if yeah, that's always good. If you're designing your own system, if you end up angry about the rules, but again, 40K is one of those games that really tries to do too much. It really tries to do too much. Like, I think it's cool that you have breachable and destroyable buildings, but I don't think the mechanic for destroying buildings even needs to be there, really, I don't think it needs to be there. Okay, let's get a little elf flesh. There she glows. So Kevin Gallagher is doing some Kings of War historical. Did they ever come out with a third edition of that game? I believe it just stayed at second edition. It's a pretty good system if you want to get some figures on the board and play a historical scenario real fast. Again, second edition Kings of War was a real no bullshit great game. Probably a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Just for the ease of use that game represented in a time when they ended the old world and they were just coming out with everything everything was just coming out, and you had the people who you had three factions. You had people who were going to continue to play fantasy. You had people who were going to play Kings of War. Then you were going to have people who were going to play Ninth Age. They're going to play Ninth Age, and nobody wanted to cooperate with one another. Nobody wanted to cooperate with one another. That was a hard pill to swallow, to see everybody just kind of not want to cooperate with one another on that. That actually looks good. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Anyway, let me finish off this guy's head, and that's where we're gonna have to call the stream. My phone is just blowing up on me. I'm not gonna dilute this solution like I usually do with my usual drops of water. I'm just going to take about 3 drops in there. Wish I had my gouger, but I will settle for a drill. And we're going to this might be enough for the head, I don't know. We're going to do this for the helmet and armor here. I clearly didn't get enough, metal on. Thought I did. And this stuff kind of just keeps you honest. Because again, I want to work these models down to the feet. So it's important that I finish the head early. A little bit on his face. I don't want to... Oh, yeah, that oils up the metal really good when it's not diluted. Puts a good shine job on it. Little bit on his face. Not much. Just a little bit towards where the armor is. And on the side there. That looks good. Das ist good. Do the shoulder pads up, because if I do decide to do any gold on the shoulder pads themselves, you see how that looks? Bam. Looks pretty good. I can the gold likes to stick to the wash, so we'll soak up the rest of it. Make sure the shoulder pads are done. And again, like I said, with I don't need to worry about the back too much, because one thing I haven't addressed on these guys yet is every guy has a cape. So I don't know what color these capes are going to be. They might be some kind of royal purple. I don't know, but the cape goes right there. So I don't need to worry about the back end too much. I just need to highlight the edges, because the cape is going to be, I bet you that'll stick. What a solid model that is. Move that in there, sorry. And the cape is there. So, you know, I should be able to get to the bottom of two of these guys by the end of the night. I'm going to the fights tonight because one of my, Leo, one of my sparring partners is, what do you call it? He's fighting tonight, and we always go and support him, because if you buy a ticket from him, it helps him out. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to call it. And I appreciate everybody. Nice to see some new faces. Kevin Gallagher, Satis72, and then Planet Tobar TV. Welcome to the channel. As again, it's always a pleasure. DM James, King John, all my regulars out there. Shout out to all of you. Cornite, have a good one. Anyway, as you know... promotional consideration paid for by the following: John K., Andrew C., Lady Quickblood, 35, Moonbad, Bobbas D., Craig B., Jimmy M., Drac Wizza, James C., Macy J., Tipsy Thomas, James B., Wallach, Jason G., Michael W., Christian M., Coronite, Care Bear, Olinius Pius, Road Dog, King of Salt, Soul Blighter, Sage MC, and PP Pasquale, After Dark Prince, and CelticMiniatures.com. Their links are in the description. Give those guys a check out on Instagram. Thank you, Randy the Axeman. Let's go back into here where you can see me. And as you know, if you want to get in touch with me, you can use Instagram. I can still log onto my computer and use it. For right now, I am in Instagram jail. And then if you want to help out the channel, go over to my Rumble page, link in the description, Soy Free Warhammer. Subscribe to me over there. That's the official home of 90% of the Holy Diver Battle Reports. And as always, as you know, YouTube has many features you can use to interact with me. You can like the video. They'll probably take the like away from this video. Comment or subscribe. Your comments will also most likely be flagged. I, pulled 7 comments by regular subscribers, JVC Paints being one of them. Who was it? 044. He has a sword for his icon. There were a couple regular comments. You know, you can always leave that comment, but they're probably going to take it away from me. You can always leave a like, which they will probably take away from me. But anyway, why don't you keep painting, keep playing, and stay metal, my friends, and we'll see you in the next one.